Hello.
In respect to the recent presidential executive order from President Biden on the 30th of October of 2023, green card pathway for immigrants for EB1 and EB2 categories for artificial intelligence experts. Do we have any timeline for any new process or any good news from the USCIS? A lot of people are waiting for an answer because there's an EVO.
Right. So uh, in the executive order, there have been timelines given. 180 days, 240 days. So there's a timeline for each proposal, but in the executive order itself, it doesn't give any information as to how uh, a person filing an EB1. It'll be better for a person filing an EB1 in the new system rather than in the present system, how it will change for them if they are working in AI or other technology fields. It doesn't say anything about EB2 either. So none of the green card preferences does it actually have any details. It's very vague. In fact, the executive order is asking USCIS to come up with proposals to make it easy for. They've just given a end statement. So end goal is to make it easier for people working in AI to come in on a green card or to get a green card. How to do it? They have left it to USCIS, and of course USCIS has to do it within the limits of what the law is. They cannot create new laws. They cannot give extra H1B numbers because that's a regulation, H1B regulation, which cannot be changed unless it's passed by the Congress. So within their limited scope, there are things that they can do. They can make use of unused visa numbers from previous years, and therefore have more availability of green card numbers. Um, they can maybe do the same thing with the H1B numbers if all the numbers we know in the past years all the numbers were not used. So maybe they could do that as well. So we have to wait and see what actual concrete changes, if any, meaningful changes, if any, that USCIS comes up with, or if this is just an eyewash with reference to, all these laws already exist, but just by restating them, they don't become new laws, right? So EB1 is already there, EB2 category is there, EB3 is there, exceptional ability, EB1 in AI can be filed even now. But what has changed? I mean, are they just going to put a spin on it and say, these are the new documentation you can submit in the case of a STEM? We're just giving you a clarification based on the existing law. You're just giving a clarification, but you're not actually changing anything in the processing or in the law. And this has happened in the past. So that's why we have to wait and see whether something concrete comes out of it. Also, I think the only thing that I'm looking forward to is the removal of the, with reference to the new regs, right? Proposed regs, the new proposed regs, which has nothing to do with the Biden's AI executive order, is the removal of multiple registrations.
The
Uh,
H1B modernization.
yes, yes. So the removal of multiple registrations, meaning that beneficiaries can still file multiple registrations, but when the lottery happens, they will be given only one chance in the lottery. So they will pick out the unique based on the passport numbers, not on the number of registrations. They will pick out, they will pick out the lottery. So there is no advantage in filing multiple registrations because just one number will be picked anyway. So I'm looking forward to that. But again, there are many, many things that are negative in that new proposed rules that I'm not looking forward to. But this is a whole segment again that we can talk about. But the other problem with the multiple registrations is I think they'll have to remove it from the proposed rules and have a new emergency rule just for that part if they want to be on time for the next registration season. Because otherwise it won't make it. Again, we'll have confusion next year as well. So I'm hoping that they will remove it from the rest of the package and put it separately as an emergency rule.
Yeah, as a general discussion, I was, to add to the, to the confusion, the whole confusion with the President Biden's executive order, there is a fine print which will take you to another website, which is the AI.gov. It's a government, US government, belongs probably to the White House. There is another list which has non-immigrant pathways and immigrant pathways. Now people are just looking at the EB1, EB2. The AI.gov also lists EB3 categories for AI experts. So this is the confusion. And then now they're talking about hiring people for the US government, and there are a lot of jobs posted. So this is something we have to wait and watch.
Right,
But,
EB3, I mean, they're just restating what is already there. There's
right.
an AI professional can presently file an EB1, EB2, or EB3, depending on whether they have a bachelor's or the job requires a bachelor's or a master's, or if it's extraordinary ability. They're just restating what the present law is.
But
I
how
don't
is
see anything new right now.
but how is this a
That's right.
pathway? Because the 7% country limit is not going to change unless they
Right.
open up and say, it's not an EB1 anymore. It's some kind of AI B1, artificial intelligence.
Right, exactly. Unless they come up with a new, and I don't know if they can do that. If they come up with a new category, I don't know if the Immigration and Nationality Act, they can within the limits of the law, whether they can create a new category or not. I do not know. But if they can, then I hope they do. But we should wait and see. Really, as of now, that Biden's executive order is vague and is just asking USCIS to come up with ways of doing it, and has given them certain timelines: 6 months in some instances, and 8 to 10 months in some instances.
Sorry to drag this topic, but then, one last word. If you look at the IT professionals, they will definitely be working in the next upcoming years. Every IT guy, irrespective of any skill and technology, they will touch some data science, some AI, some this
Right,
critical emerging technologies.
right,
So everyone's now there's another flock, just like,
exactly,
right?
exactly,
It
exactly,
doesn't make sense.
right. So the only thing that would make sense is if, I mean, again, I don't know if they create a separate category for extraordinary ability AI, but they don't need to, because there's already an extraordinary ability for anyone who qualifies. So, or maybe this is just a way of reforming this whole issue that needs reform, and putting the guise of AI. It's actually any technology. It's not just AI, because they do say other emerging technologies as well. So maybe he's trying to make some change using an executive order to make changes to the present situation of visa number unavailability, and hoping that USCIS will come up with something within, as I said, as an executive order. Let's see what happens.
In my opinion, based on what's happening with the H1B oversubscription, it's going to open up a can of worms. And if they, say AI experts, there'll be tons and tons of AI experts with certifications,
Right.
college degrees, and this is only going to get chaotic, and we'll see more AI experts than anyone else.
Right. So I think they're just using that as an excuse, and it just means technology. They want to promote emerging technologies. Everybody in the present, and most of our over subscription is the IT people, right? So maybe they're trying to help them, then people working in the STEM field, and just using AI as a platform. And of course, everybody will be benefited, and that's what we want. But they have to come up with some real solutions with extra visa numbers, with maybe different categories. Uh, the only solution I can think of is increase the number of green cards, the numbers, and increase the number of H1B numbers. That's the only solution here that will work the best, because it's oversubscribed, as you said.
Well, viewers out there and AI experts, what do you think? This is we just having a general discussion. This is not an immigration attorney answer, because this is a general topic based on the executive order. Now, but if you have some info, if you want to ask something or just join this topic, comment below wherever you're watching this. And thank you for watching this. Thank you, Attorney Prashanti, for answering this question, and getting in the details of this topic.
Thank you.